Okay, once you reach your 50s, the aging process becomes very visible for just about everybody. It's loss of collagen, loss of elastin, and changes in remodeling of the bone in the face. Today, I'm going to tell you the 5 most popular treatments and things to consider at the age of 50. Many people want me to put an age, a chronological age on it. For some, these are going to be at 35 or 45. For others, they can delay to 55 or 60. It will depend upon lifestyle, genetic factors, and environmental things like sun exposure and the exposure to pollutants and other factors that can age us. If you like these videos, please click like. It helps me grow and bring you more videos on all things that keep you beautiful, healthy, and vibrant. Number 1, people see sag, loss of elastin, and they just want a lift. So what is the most common thing that people should consider at 50 is a facelift. It's the most common age to start, and it is of course a surgical procedure. A deep plane facelift is what's most common. You'll hear different words. People trademark their own slight changes or differences in the procedure or the way they think about the face or their artistry, but a deep plane facelift, it does unfortunately involve cutting of the skin around the ear, in the hairline, at the temple region, and the incision extends behind into the hairline behind the ear. So there is cutting, but usually if it's done properly, these can be hidden. There is a healing time, of course, 6 weeks, but people don't fully look themselves in their eyes. Sometimes for a few months, it can wax and wane. So it's a little more of a procedure. Now, people will always say, well, I don't want a facelift. Okay, what are your alternatives? Number 1, threads, PDO thread lifting. You can watch my video on those. Also, volumizing. By adding volume, if appropriate in the face, you can get a lifting effect. And things like RF microneedling, where you put needles with heat in the face, and what that does, it kind of builds your collagen elastin, but it also provides that look of a lifted look. Now, you need to normally combine all those things together, some threads, some volume, and then some RF microneedling to get a good result. And some people just simply have enough loose skin where you need a facelift. But that would be the number 1 thing to consider. Number 2 will be hooding of the eyes. Yes, the under eye bothers people, but for many people, they're focused on the extra skin above the eye, and a blepharoplasty would be a surgical procedure to remove that skin. Now, it's a much easier surgery than a facelift. It heals up most people within 7 to 10 days. There can be a little bit of bruising. Very great surgery in that it really opens the eye up. It's minimally invasive. You don't typically need full sedation to have it done. And people notice it, and their friends notice it without knowing anything was done. They just look more rested. Now, let's say you don't want surgery. Tough one. We used to put shields in the eye and use radio frequency and things like thermage. It was okay. I think 50-60% of people got a really good result. Maybe 40% didn't. That's a lot, almost 1 in 2, so I don't recommend it. Threads are not really going to do the same thing. So for me, I tell my patients, just get a blepharoplasty. They will enjoy the results for years and years to come. One of the most common procedures done at 50. Now, on to number 3, SCULPTRA. By 50, honestly now, by 30 to 40 I'm doing it, but because people present in this country when they want repair of things, we're still not focused like we should be on prevention. People at 50 are going to get SCULPTRA in my practice. Now, SCULPTRA is a biostimulator. It's poly-L-lactic acid. It's 50 microns, tiny bead that goes in the face, so you'll get thousands of particles in a water carrier. So we blanket the whole face. Why? It builds exactly what you're losing by the age of 50. Collagen and elastin, and we can mimic bone if done right at the right level. And there's now an FDA indication for bone application of SCULPTRA. So a biostimulator is in the cards. We now have a great option if you want all natural. So I use Easy Gel or platelet-rich fiber, and you do a blood draw, you heat a portion of the blood, you don't heat another portion, and you take those growth factors and stem cells, mix it with the heated gel, and it's an all-natural facial rejuvenation. That's what I did this year instead of SCULPTRA. I'm very happy with that result. So you do have an all-natural option if you wish. Number 4, all important, see it every day, brown spots. Doc, get rid of my brown spots. Now, a facelift won't touch this. A facelift removes skin. So even if you get one, as we talked about, you'll still need face treatments to get rid of your brown spots, pores, and so on. What are my top treatments for brown spots? Understand the brown spots come from deep within, and they build up over time. From the age of 3, 4, you're building your brown spots up. They're deep, and your ongoing treatments are going to be necessary, because as you get rid of the ones you see, so many that you don't see with the naked eye are moving forward. So IPL, intense pulse light. It's not a laser, but it's light that's filtered in specific wavelengths. You can also do lasers, which are single wavelengths, to target brown spots. For those that don't want fractionated RF, if you don't want a laser or light treatment, can work well, and it also builds collagen and elastin. So things like Biora BFR, it would be one example of that, where you can resurface and do deep heating at the same time. If people do not want any of those treatments and you just want skincare, it actually can work pretty reasonable. My favorite by far is growth factor lightening products. So there's growth factors and also lightening products within it. So you get tightening and targeting pigment through 7 or 8 different mechanisms. And I use anti-age brightener, it's called. So it lightens the skin color. That would be a great option. People use hydroquinones. They're banned in some countries. They're still available here in certain percentages in the United States. I like hydroquinones. You need to take them and then you take a break from them, but those would be 2 good examples. And there are some other examples that don't work quite as well, that don't have hydroquinone. By the way, the anti-age growth factor brightener does not have hydroquinones in it. The next treatment that people come in at 50 that I see commonly every day, they say, Doc, my body. They see loose skin on the abdomen, on the arms, on the knees. Those are the most common areas. Décolleté a little bit. And the number 1 treatment for those, if you want something that can treat all of those quickly, effectively, with injectables, because people like injectables because they tend to work quicker than non-injectables, would be SCULPTRA. Poly-L-lactic acid, the same thing we use in the face. Different dilutions for the body. Just like the face, you want to consider at least 2 sessions, 6 weeks apart, but it tightens loose skin, crepey skin. And a lot of people have body loose skin because they haven't used sunscreen or protection like they have on the face. So their neck, their arms, and so on would have loose skin. For the neck, I don't use SCULPTRA, I use heating devices, but for the body, SCULPTRA does work very well if people know how to use it. Let's say you don't want injectable, your next best will be heating devices, and for me, that's radio frequency, RF. And you'll hear about that. Just like the fractionated RF for the face, we use the same thing on the body, of course, different settings. So those would be top 5 treatments that you might consider at the age of 50 when you're seeing that maximal loss. Let me know what are the treatments you like within your age group. If you want more of these videos, click the like button. I put a complete playlist up here on things you can do at home for your skin to keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.